Hello everyone, this is Roxas1559, and welcome back to Ratchet Clank Future, a crack in time. Last time, we traveled to the past and restored the fungoid village of Gimlick Valley by changing the past. And in this part, we're heading back to the Nefarious space station to pick up our ship. We are not doing anything on the Nefarious space station. We are not going to the final boss yet.
Signature 9099 Delta has just arrived at landing platform Zulu. All fueling pods, please initiate fueling sequence.
Lawrence must have flown back here to pick up Nefarious. We have to get to that starship before it leaves for the Great Clock.
Alright, so confront and destroy Dr. Nefarious. Oh, we aren't playing here. We just up and killing. But what is it that we're going to be doing? Well, there's a whole new sector for us to go to, actually, and that's where Gimlick Valley was. And that sector is the Corvus Sector, and that is where we are going to be heading in order to be able to get the remaining gold bolts, Zoni, and I think a trophy is what we're going to be getting inside this game, because the last of the side quests are going to be inside the Corvus Sector. For the space side quests, I should say. I think there's only 3 in the Corvus Sector, but we are going to be getting some of the last of the Constructo mods, gold bolts, and Zoni. The remaining ones will be in the Agorian Battleplex for the Raritanium Cup, which is what we will be doing in the next 2 parts, as well as getting all the skill points from the Agorian Battleplex. So,
the fun component in this next track has been upgraded to version 5.000, initiating program in 3, 2, 1.
So, what we have to do now is head off to the Corvus Sector. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Oh, I know what I'm saying. There is a Rhino 5 schematic inside the Nefarious space station. That will be the last one we end up getting, because it's actually located right next to where the boss fight for Dr. Nefarious and Lawrence are. And what I want to do is I want to get all of the I want to get all the stuff first before fighting Nefarious. Mostly because of the final boss of the game. You know, don't want to get everything before the final boss. It's always fun to do. So the Corvus Sector. This place has an interesting thing that happens with the radio for any of the stations that you're on. This is also the area of the game where we will hear the little radio news section that I ended up talking about a long time ago, actually. And it's also where I'm going to be getting more content ID because, you know, radio stations and all that. We're pretty much sticking with House of Sin for the rest of this.
Does your VG9000 Omega Watt game station require modification? Are your cleaner bots still running an obsolete processing software? Then come on down for the grand reopening of Big Al's Robo Shack and Gaming Superstore, where the only limits are in your imagination. We've got the latest in sister board mods, gamma ports, bot tune-ups, plus the widest selection of holo games in the entire quadrant. Trouble with your Mr. Zircon? Bring him in for a free consult with one of our experienced techs. Big Al's Robo Shack and Gaming Superstore. We won't be beat.
Offer not valid outside East Solana Galaxy. Other restrictions may apply. Authorized dealer for details.
So Big Al's still alive. Haven't heard from him since Ratchet and Clank. Technically speaking, Ratchet deadlocked, actually. So, good to know. He's probably still a cyborg. We will never know. Especially since the reboot kind of got rid of that. But, welcome to the Corvus Sector, ladies and gentlemen. Or I should say, welcome back to the Corvus Sector, because we ended up going to Gimlick Valley earlier. But now we are just going to head on up. And I believe there is a Zoni on this planet, which is perfect. Right. Going up. So, shot. Cross. Do. This is one of my favorite songs on the House of Synth. It's really good track. All right, back on the hover boots. And what is our prize but a Zoni? So, this is Zoni number 38. And here I think is the news thing that I've been hinting at all game.
Good evening. I'm Kip Darling.
And I'm Pepper Fairbanks.
Tinseltown is fuming this morning over the release of a holo recording stolen from the set of My Blaster Runs Hot.
The recording depicts action star and former superhero Copernicus Quark in a somewhat unfavorable light, prompting many enraged fans to boycott its release.
Pepper, our station manager has just informed me that we've obtained a copy of the meltdown. But I must warn everyone, the recording is equal parts disturbing and shameful. Roll audio.
I want you off the set right now.
I'm sorry, Captain.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. That was completely unprofessional. You have no appreciation for how difficult it is to stand up here and pretend.
Completely understand.
You think this is easy? You think it's easy to stand up here and play make-believe?
No, I don't.
Because there's a script with words, which I must read. Like rocket science for the soul stuff. Then how was it?
Actually, completely my bad.
That's it! Can I shoot this guy?
And there you have it. The smoke with our box house and the lighting goes and go fishing in Poketaru.
We now return you to our
All right, so that was the My Blaster Runs Hot outtake where Quark just gets upset because, you know, I guess one of the understudies was saying, like, it's not that hard to read. And Quark doesn't know really. Quark's not that smart. Quark gets the best lines in like all the Ratchet Clank games, and Jim Ward does an excellent job at doing it. So, Ripper 5000. Now this place will give us a Constructor mod, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, and I think this is the Constructor mod I have also been hinting at this entire game. Right. Don't mind me, just gonna break everything. Right. Doom blades. They bring doom to everyone they meet. They also bring pain. Lots of pain. See, now this track right here, the House of Synth, a lot of the tracks remind me of older Ratchet and Clank game songs by David Borgard. Specifically, this track right here reminds me a lot of the like moons from Ratchet and Clank 2. Like, I don't hate Boris Slachow's music, quite contrary, I actually really like it in this game. It's just, I miss David Borgard. So many memorable tunes. Especially because we're getting close to my favorite track in the game. That's the credit theme for A Crack in Time, like the main credit theme. Alright, so we just need 2 more Agorians. There they are. And nope, this one's the gold bolt. Okay, that means the next moon is the Constructor mod I am looking for. And here's the glitch
Discobot.
I was talking about. Every time you get inside your thing and then you end up leaving, what ends up happening is the station changes. Okay, so no, this moon we're going to, it looks like we're going to the Constructor mod moon last. This one's got the last Zoni that's out in the open in the entire game. It's also got a gold bolt on it, I believe. In fact, I'm pretty positive it does. Then again, I'm trying to remember, is it the Agorian Battleplex that we have it, or is it on this moon? Yeah, we'll find out once we get the Zoni. It's been a while since I've recorded this, so bear in mind with me. Wow. Why has it been a while since I recorded this? Because I didn't think that I needed to do post-commentary. Seriously, that is just my case with this project. It has been a nightmare and a half just getting this project out. I mean, for Pete's sakes, I've gone through 3 editors with this project and 2 capture cards. Like, the capture cards still work, but it took me a while for them to, you know, start working again. That was annoying. In fact, yes, there is a gold bolt on this because I just remembered it. So we need oil. Well, we need to make a long trek to get oil is the thing. So as you can see, here's the moon. It's quite large and has many layers to it. It's like an onion. Like an ogre. Alright. Here's me just looking for where the oil is. Then I just fall into the lava by accident. Oops. Alright. So. Oh, I love this song. Really, I just like House of Synth. I should have just kept the radio on House of Synth, but I wanted to show off the other, like, you know, things that would play for the other stations. The only thing I haven't shown, and I don't think I ever do show for this, is I believe on Polaris Classical, Kronk and Zephyr are the DJs. So I don't show that off. That's the only thing I don't, and I kind of regret that. But House of Synth has such good music because I guess I'm a dirty synth. As Fallout 4 would say, I'm a dirty synth. Well, synth lover, I should say. I'm not a synth. Don't kill me. Also, don't make me play Fallout 4. It's not as good as New Vegas. Right. Don't mind me just launching some Doom Blades. Where they cause the doom of my enemies. The doom of my enemies. The doom to my enemies is the more proper term for this. Right, here is the oil. And we got our Agorians. And let us get the oil. Luckily, we already have the oil, you know, skill point for causing an oil fire. And I think I'm gonna try and be an idiot and go backwards, but you can't go backwards. Or am I looking for the gold bolt? See, this is the other thing. Trying to decipher what past me did is always a hard thing. It's why I don't like doing post-commentary too much. But for some projects, it's kind of a necessity. Like Skies of Arcadia Legends, because otherwise I'd get interrupted by random battles all the time. Alright. So let us go and put the oil on the crank, the bolt crank. There we go. Now to raise the platforms. And let us continue with this moon. The worst part is the gold bolt is in a location to where we're gonna have to backtrack through most of this moon, which is annoying. Right. You got Agorians. And doot, 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 doot. Good job, Fred. You make me proud. Slowly building up that 1,000,000 bolts. Because remember, there is a trophy for getting 1,000,000 bolts in this game. And luckily, I managed to time it to where I do get it on screen during the game. Because that was always my biggest fear, is that I would get the trophies for getting a certain amount of bolts, like, not on screen. because hell of on track. But nope, I actually managed to get all of them on screen in this project, which is actually very impressive, if I have to say something about that. But like that, going up, and it's hover boot time. Whoop, whoop. I should be dead. Right. Constructo shotgun. 2, 3, 4. 2. Don't worry, we have health to spare. Oh boy, now this part right here. This is how I believe you get to the gold bolt on the planet. What you have to do is you have to go across these platforms, and then you have to go to a certain point, and then you'll be able to get the gold bolt. Here I am looking down. I'm like, okay, where's the gold bolt? You can't zoom in and out on the map for this, which is kind of a lame. Don't mind. Ah, yes, there's the gold bolt right there. See, it's upward, and you can't see it when you're on the map. When you go to the map and hit the select button, so it's kind of a pain. But here is gold bolt number 38. So, that is gold bolt number 38. We have one gold bolt left out in the wild, the other one being inside the Great Clock. And we won't be able to get that one in the Great Clock until after we beat the game, actually. So, here we are back up here. Yeah, Rift Inducer 5000. That wouldn't be enough for the friend of Fred. And that makes me sad. Alright. So here's me just checking. How many do I have? Oh no, I have 39 gold bolts. Didn't the last part I have? Oh, right. Last part I had 37. Now I got 39. That's right, that's just me doing the math wrong. I got 38 in this part, and now I just got 39, which means the only gold bolt we have left is inside the Great Clock. We can't get that one until after we beat the game, because we don't have access to the clock right now. Right, Spiral of Death. Spiral of Death. Alright, we got shield Agorians. Right, take off your shield. Take off your shield. Wait. Right? No! You knocked me off! That's no fair! And you died yourselves! You played yourselves! It's not smart. But that just means we just gotta do that again. So, let's save the Rift Inducer 5000 for the Agorians. Deal with that, because we're just about done with this moon. We've spent quite a bit of time in the Corvus Sector already. But I mean, we're coming close to the end of this game, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost to all the skill points. All we really have is the Agorian Battleplex, the Rhino 5, Simple Art of Armageddon, building the Rhino 5. The Simple Art of Armageddon is a skill point, by the way. You have to fire the Rhino 5 for 15 seconds straight. And we are just about done with building up the Rhino 5. All we have to do is do the final Agorian challenges for the Raritanium Cup, then we are able to get, you know, the stuff we need for that. Right? So I'm not getting knocked off again. I refuse. I said I refuse to get knocked off. Spiral of Death! Spiral of Carnage, that's right. I already upgraded this one. So, that does that. And here is our prize. The next and last wild Zoni in the game. So, grab the Zoni. If I can grab the Zoni. So, that's 39 Zoni. So let us now head off the planet. We are done with this Corvus moon. Let us head to the final moon of the game and get ourselves...
This next sample contains copious amounts of days.
That's the Corvus Depot. Corvus Depot has a mission for you that involves taking out nefarious goons. But we have a Corvus Tau to take care of, which will have the Constructo mod I have been waiting for this entire game. I now know why it's inside the Corvus Sector, and that's because it is broken. So, let us break all the robots. Corvus is also with the Agorians. They give you the same amount of experience that the people in Gimlick Valley would give you. So this is the best grinding spot in the game. Just constantly kill yourself to respawn the enemies on the moons in space, and then you can just farm the Agorians that way. That's actually what I did for the Rhino 5. That took about 3 to 4 hours to get that thing fully to level 5. As you'll see in the, not the next part, but the part after. Because the part after is kind of a compilation of like missing things that I was doing, some of which took the sum of 10 hours. And I'm not even exaggerating about that. It took about 10 hours for it, so I had to wait through 10 hours of footage, deciding what to keep and what not to keep and what to make a bonus part. Right, we got 28 enemies down, only 12 to go. So let's bring out the Doom Blade. Bring doom to my enemies. And destroy all of you. There we go. Notice how it still says Buzz Blades when we get ammunition, despite the fact that, you know, it's Doom Blades. So, there we go. Here is the Constructo mod and the last open Constructo mod in the game. It is for the Constructo Bomb Glove Barrage. This modification turns each bomb into a cluster of detonated mini bombs. It's the Bouncer mod, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Bouncer for the Constructo Bomb Glove. That is as broken as it sounds.
This is the Funk Master. The audio disaster is Cobot.
Ahoy, landlubbers! This is your old friend Rusty Pete.
So, who do we have right here? We have missions to do. And we got the Corvus Beta.
Yeah.
Here's me
That's
changing
my
the
jam
stations.
right there. This is your man on the ones and twos, the one who's all bad news, the DJ with all the grooves, Maximilian Zane.
Hello, Maximilian Zane. So let us hail the ship.
Are you? Oh, you're not Snooky Bear 83. Please, whoever you are, I request assistance. My first date with the love of my life is on the other side of the sector, and my escort hasn't shown up. Will you escort me to my beloved's coordinates?
For 18,000 bolts?
Coordinates to
Sure.
your ship. Then you can be my wingman. See what I did there? Because I'm on my way to a date, you see?
This is actually a thing that you can do in any order.
So, where did you meet this girl?
Hollow yellow-necked. Me and Snooky Bear 83 play the same RLCM MMORPG.
What's that?
It's a ridiculously life-consuming, massively multiplayer online role-playing game. She's in my guild.
Oh.
Warning. Warning. Hostile ships detected.
Huh. So she's in the guild. Interesting. So, let's use our missiles! Apparently Nefarious doesn't want Snooky Bear and this fine young Terrachnoid to meet. I wonder why that is. So, don't mind me, just gotta destroy all of them. Now, I mentioned that this is a side quest you can do in any order. The user, who is known as Snooky Bear, is on the other side of the Corvus Sector, and you have to escort her to the Terrachnoid here. So, you do one, gets rid of the other. Simple as that. Right. 18, 19, 20. So, let us go. And you only had to destroy 20 ships because she is over this way. It's a really short mission for 18,000 bolts, I have to admit. It's rather impressive. So, turn over this way. And there she is right there. Wait, is that an Agorian ship? No, it's not.
Is that you, Warlock? It's me, Snooky Bear.
No, it's not. You're not there.
Warlock would cross a river of fire to win your heart, Sugar Plum.
My weapons are still armed. I can make it look like an accident.
That's okay, Aphelion. Let's go.
All right. That's 18,000 bolts for you. So, introduce Warlock to Snooky Bear. There we go. So all we need to do now is go to Corvus Depot and deal with the last bit of side quests in the game. So, there is a Vullard here. Let us do that. And let us talk to the Vullard.
Lousy, inconsiderate, no good troopers. Ever since Vorsalon started working out here, he's been sending his goons over on regular raids. When I would pay to see someone teach him a lesson.
Vorsalon, huh?
You're a brave one, I'll give you that. Vorsalon's ships have been patrolling a nearby nebula. You take out 50 of them, and I'll make you a rich Lombax.
Alright, so we just have to destroy 50 ships. That seems simple enough.
Oh yeah, now that was cool. We got another block of jams on the way. But first, we gotta pay a few bills. Deep Space Jams will be right back.
Lombax identified. Alert, Dr. Nefarious.
Little Timmy O'Shea was just
I love this one.
in school.
Aw, none of the kids at school talk to me. They all think I'm weird.
Don't you pay them no mind, son. They're just uneducated.
But then, while expressing his rebellious angst via interpretive dance, Timmy stumbled upon an unlikely companion.
Whoa, a warthog. And you're friendly. I'm gonna take you home, Warrock.
This Christmas, Vox Hollow Films presents A Story of Salvation.
He's my grandpa. I won't abandon him, not ever.
A story of friendship.
That no good Warrock of yours is eating all them kids at school, Timmy. I'm pretty sure he's got the baby.
A story of sacrifice.
I love you, Warrock. I always will.
The heartwarming tale of a boy and his Warrock. Coming to Fox this holiday season.
I love that. A boy and his Warrock. And here's the news one I was talking about earlier in the episode. This is the last one in the game as well.
And I'm Pepper Fairbanks. Tonight's top story, new information on the disappearance of Lombax rebel Angela Cross.
I'm sorry, have we confirmed that Angela Cross is in fact a Lombax? I know that was the assumption, but she doesn't have a tail.
Female Lombaxes don't have tails, Kip. In fact, this just in, lots of females do not share the same anatomical traits as their male counterparts.
Oh, I see. Well, hence the set of horns sprouting on that dome of yours. Hey, Pepper.
Why don't we just finish the story?
Well, very well then, Pepper. As many of our listeners know, Lombax rebel Angela Cross has been missing for almost 3 years. She was a victim of former dictator Percival Tachyon's vendetta against the Lombaxes, and was last seen fleeing the Cerulean sector in Max Apogee's starship.
You are speaking, of course, of the famed Lombax historian and seeker of the legendary Lombax secret.
Indeed I am, Pepper. Apogee himself vanished from Polaris and was believed to have been killed by space pirates.
Well, galactic authorities now claim they have recovered Apogee's starship. The vessel was discovered on autopilot with its flight registry pinpointing planet Jacindu as its place of origin. Kerchu Ambassador Bugo could not be reached for comment.
What do you think, Pepper? Did the Kerchu offer Max and Angela sanctuary from the depredations of Percival Tachyon? Did they use the so-called Lombax secret to escape to some other cosmic plane of existence?
I don't know, Kip.
Way to theorize, Pepper. When we come back, we'll chat with former gladiator and recently released prisoner Ace Hardlight. Is he truly rehabilitated, or is it only a matter of time before he's discovered inside the Polaris Galactic Bank wearing a pair of stockings on his face? We'll find out right after this.
So as you can see, that pokes fun at the fact of whether Angela Cross is, a Lombax or not. It's always been debated in the Ratchet Clank community whether she was, and it's nice to see the developers, talk about that. That's actually pretty cool. So, we don't know what happened to Angela Cross. For all we know, she could have joined the other Lombaxes. But, destroyed the 50 ships, and they leave the Corvus Sector.
That was incredible. Who'd have thought? One Lombax against 50 fighters? I'm gonna spread the word about you, outsider. Here's your reward.
There we go. With that, we have done every mission in the game. And we get the Samaritan Trophy. That is for doing every single mission in the game for the side quests in space. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end it off right here. This has been Roxas1359. Next time, we're going to be heading off to the Agorian Battleplex to get the remaining skill points that we need from there, as well as to do the Raritanium Cup and get a trophy known as My Blaster Runs Really Hot. One of the hardest trophies in this game. See you all next time.